trigonometry. Our lesson for today is cosine of the sum and difference of two angles. But before that, let's first revisit trigonometric function of special angles. When we talk about special angles, we pertain to 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. Let's have an activity. I want you to complete this table by identifying the trigonometric functions of special angles. I will be giving you 2 minutes to accomplish the task. Your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now, together, let's complete the table. What is cosine 30 degrees? Cosine 30 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2. How about tangent 30 degrees? It is square root of 3 over 3. Let's proceed with 45 degrees. Sine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. How about cosine 45 degrees? Still, it is square root of 2 over 2. How about cosine 60 degrees? Very good. It is 1/2. Plus, we have tangent 60 degrees is equal to square root of 3. Very good, class, for mastering the competencies on the 6 trigonometric functions of special angles. Now, you are ready for our next lesson. Our lesson for today is cosine of the sum and difference of two angles.
Cosine of the sum of two angles. Cosine of alpha plus beta equals cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. In words, the cosine of the sum of two angles is equal to the product of their cosines minus the product of their sines.
Now, let us try to use the formula. Find the exact value of cosine 105 degrees. What are the two angles that if you add will give you 105 degrees? Very good. It is 60 degrees and 45 degrees. Now, let's make use of 60 degrees and 45 degrees. We are going to have cosine 105 degrees is equal to cosine of 60 degrees plus 45 degrees. Now, applying the formula, we are going to have cosine 60 degrees, cosine 45 degrees, minus sine 60 degrees, sine 45 degrees. Now, let's find the exact values. We are going to have cosine 60 degrees is equal to 1/2. Cosine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Minus, what is sine 60 degrees? It is square root of 3 over 2. Sine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Simplifying it further, we are going to have square root of 2 over 4 minus square root of 6 over 4. But we could still simplify that. Therefore, cosine 105 degrees is equal to square root of 2 minus square root of 6 all over 4. Do you have any question?
Cosine of the difference of two angles. Cosine alpha minus beta is equal to cosine alpha cosine beta plus sine alpha sine beta. In words, the cosine of the difference of two angles is equal to the product of their cosines plus the product of their sines.
Let us now apply the formula in getting the cosine of the difference of two angles. Find the exact value of cosine 15 degrees. What are the angles that if you get the difference will give you 15 degrees? Okay, very good. It is 45 degrees and 30 degrees. Therefore, cosine 15 degrees is equal to cosine of 45 degrees minus 30 degrees. Now, we apply the formula cosine 45 degrees, cosine 30 degrees, plus sine 45 degrees, sine 30 degrees. Now, what is cosine 45 degrees? Cosine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. How about cosine 30 degrees? It is square root of 3 over 2 plus, what is sine 45 degrees? Square root of 2 over 2. How about sine 30 degrees? It is 1/2. Now we simplify it. We are going to have square root of 6 over 4 plus square root of 2 over 4. We could still simplify it. We have now square root of 6 plus square root of 2 is equal to 4. Now, therefore, what is cosine 15 degrees? Cosine 15 degrees is equal to square root of 6 plus square root of 2 all over 4. Since you already know how to solve for the cosine of the sum and difference of two angles, identify the cosine of 75 degrees. Do you want some hint? There are two ways in writing cosine of 75 degrees. The first way is that cosine 75 degrees is equal to cosine of 45 degrees plus 30 degrees. The second one is that cosine of 75 degrees is equal to cosine of 135 degrees minus 60 degrees. I will be giving you 5 minutes to accomplish the task. Your time starts now. Okay, time's up.
Let us now have the solution. Find the exact value of cosine 75 degrees. The angle 75 degrees is equal to 45 degrees plus 30 degrees. Therefore, cosine 75 degrees is equal to cosine of 45 degrees plus 30 degrees. And this is equal to, making use of the formula, cosine 45 degrees cosine 30 degrees minus sine 45 degrees sine 30 degrees. Cosine 45 degrees is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Cosine 30 degrees is equal to square root of 3 over 2 minus, what is sine 45 degrees? It is square root of 2 over 2. What is sine 30 degrees? It is 1/2. Simplifying it further, we are going to have square root of 6 over 4 minus square root of 2 over 4. But we could still simplify this one. We have now square root of 6 minus square root of 2 all over 4. That is the value of cosine 75 degrees. How about the second one? So we have the same problem, but we are going to make use of other angles. 75 degrees is also equal to 135 degrees minus 60 degrees. Therefore, cosine 75 degrees is equal to cosine of 135 degrees minus 60 degrees. Making use of the formula, we have now cosine 135 degrees cosine 60 degrees plus sine 135 degrees sine 60 degrees. As we all know, the reference angle of 135 degrees is 45 degrees. So we are going to make use of the trigonometric functions of 45 degrees. And 135 degrees is located at the second quadrant. Now, what is cosine 135 degrees? It is negative square root of 2 over 2. Why? It is located at the second quadrant. How about cosine 60 degrees? It is 1/2. Plus, what is sine 135 degrees? It is square root of 2 over 2. How about sine 60 degrees? It is square root of 3 over 2. Simplifying it further, we are going to have negative square root of 2 over 4 plus square root of 6 over 4. But we could still simplify that one. It is equal to negative square root of 2 plus square root of 6 all over 4. But we could still simplify that. We have now square root of 6 minus square root of 2 all over 4. If we are going to compare it at the first way of writing 75 degrees, we will arrive at the same answer, that cosine 75 degrees is equal to the square root of 6 minus the square root of 2 all over 4.
To summarize today's lesson, the cosine of the sum of two angles is equal to the product of their cosines minus the product of their sines, while the cosine of the difference of two angles is equal to the product of their cosines plus the product of their sines. Thank you for listening, math lovers. But before that, let me leave you some words to ponder on. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. Once again, I am Teacher Janice, and thank you for listening.